Hi, it's Norman Kochnick here from Extra Time, and I actually look a little bit younger, I think, today. This is Norman's younger brother, Norma.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's the same person. I'm shaven, I'm refreshed, ready for a movie shoot, I think. And I've been joined by, well, not as good-looking a pair of Siddharth and Naresh. They think they're better looking, but we're here today.
Good evening, Norman.
Good evening.
Thank you. Now, we are here today I'm excited. I love the RCB. Not that I love them as much as KKR or DC, but I do love the way that they played their previous match. If AB de Villiers, the likes of Maxwell and perhaps Kohli bat anywhere near last game, they're going to absolutely slaughter the Rajasthan Royals. I think I can say that quite safely. So our game today, which is at Mumbai, at Wankhede Stadium. I like Brabourne better, but Wankhede is pretty good. RCB versus Rajasthan Royals. Siddharth is covered in a snowstorm somewhere in India. I didn't even know India had storms, but like that. And Naresh, what top are you wearing?
Sorry?
What top are you wearing? What's the top?
Yeah, it's the Bharat Army gully.
Of course. To remind me on point, on time, that the Bharat Army are yet again a part of this great show. Bharat Army are a significant force to be reckoned with. So Bharat means, what's the meaning of Bharat again? Bharat means?
Bharat is name for India. It's an Indian name for India, Bharat. Yeah.
I was asked that today, actually. I met some people and they asked me about that. I'm out there spreading the word here in Australia. I'm getting more and more Australians aware of this show and my show, which is Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick. Now, Siddharth and Naresh, have you both subscribed to my channel?
Of course.
Yes, definitely.
And you've subscribed to Extra Time?
Yes.
Viewers, if you're watching this program, it's great that you're watching. We're pleased to have you there. We're going to have a great action-packed hour talking about the teams, toss, tantrums, the whole thing. But if you're watching, you should also subscribe. That means you may have to log in and subscribe and hit the notification bell and view, like, and share, because we appreciate you being here. We love your commentary, but we would also like you to be able to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's important to the channel's growth that you actually hit the subscribe button and the notification button. All right, let's have a look at this game today. I would imagine that Glenn Maxwell may be chasing such things as the orange cap. I think in the back of his mind, he would like to do that. There's a lot of discussion about Dan Christian coming in, and I applaud that. I've said before, haven't I, guys, that the importance of Dan Christian is insurmountable. Evidence that he is significant. Watch the dugout. Watch Kohli turn his head left or right. You watch Dan Christian acknowledge each other, make points, high five. The positivity, the on-point discussions are evidence. Yes, they've got Simon Caddis there as well, but I actually think Dan Christian, he's going to become a very good coach one day, if I'm not wrong. His ability to read a game and know how to win. Knowing how to win is sometimes more important than simply having a batting or bowling strategy. You need to know how to win the match, and to have the control of your thoughts to still win, to hone your moment and pick what you got to do. And I think if you listen to Ricky Ponting talk, who's brilliant at it, he says, talk about being in the moment. What's in front of you, forgetting the noise, forgetting what's just happened. Viv Richards is the best exponent of being in the moment. He never, if there was 7 for 1, he wouldn't have watched any of those dismissals. He walks at the bat as if nothing's happened. And in fact, it's dangerous to know whether the pitch is spinning or not. It's dangerous to know whether wickets are falling or the ball's short. You're best finding out yourself and being in that mental openness. How many times have you seen batting sides watch wickets fall and the batsman about to go out is as nervous as hell?
Quite a few.
Like me. No, but it's a defeatist attitude that your mindset is struck by the wickets falling rather than going out there fresh. Let's go back to the India-England series when Bairstow went out the bat when those wickets were falling early with Akshar Patel. The mindset was shot, wasn't it? we knew Akshar Patel would be accurate on that first over.
Yeah.
And people were getting out to very ordinary shots to a ball that was straight, absolutely dead straight. There's no reason to get out to a straight ball. You play for the straight ball, effectively, if you're aware of that. But that mental disintegration occurs when you're preparing all that. So that's a key issue. Even going back to the top three batters of a side, they've got to go in with an empty mindset of winning. All right, I've done my coaching preparation for the day. Let's talk about the teams. Naresh, what's your take on today? Do you see Rajasthan Royals having any hope at all?
So RCB will be very happy to be out of Chennai now in a much better batting conditions. They would like to see if they can repeat what happened last night. We had 400 runs scored in Wankhede yesterday. Rajasthan Royal needs to only have the confidence that they have played all their 3 games here. They nearly chased a 200 plus in the first game. Their last game was quite average against Chennai. They beat Punjab well. It was there was a team they beat
Rajasthan Royals, Delhi Capitals.
Delhi Capitals. Sorry, yeah, they beat Delhi. So they need to take that confidence into this game. Very important for Sanju Samson to get a good score. His inconsistency year on year is concerning. After 100 in the first game, Butler probably may get a new partner. Manan Vora has not had the starts. They could look at Jaiswal, the left-hander. He is a local from Mumbai. He's played his local cricket in Mumbai, and a left-hander, knows Wankhede well. Maybe that could be a change coming in. But Rajasthan needs to go in fresh, that they have an advantage of playing more games here this year than RCB. RCB, at the other hand, we'll have to see what they, as you said, Daniel Christian, they played only 3 overseas in the last game in Chennai. Who does he replace? You know, their number 3 Patidar failed, a youngster, but will they get Maxwell at 3 by getting in Daniel in the middle order? We'll have to see if they do that, or they go in with the same 11 with the 3 overseas.
Well, Shabazz was the person that was intimated as being replaced by Christian, but there is an update. It looks as though there was a huddle with the RCB team. There certainly hasn't been any new caps given out, so there'll be no new caps in this team. Doesn't necessarily mean that Christian's not in the side though, but I'd say that the only change will be Christian. I can see that being the only possible change at this point, because RCB, to me, were the right mix last time. And I think that they warranted that. But as you said, Naresh, Rajasthan Royals, why would you not open with perhaps Samson?
That possibility is there. That is for Samson to take the call. He's leading the side, whether he would like to open with Butler. But yeah, the top 3, as we always say, the top 3 play the most crucial role. Someone has to bat deep. We saw Duplessis do that yesterday. Someone has to bat till the end from those top 3. So Absolutely. It could be Samson, even if he comes in as an opener, or he's coming at number 3. He needs to come with a mindset that he's going to be the mainstay and the rest have to bat around him.
Now, Samson sounds like kryptonite, Samsonite. Oh, no, Samsonites are bad. Probably not a good comparison. We'll leave that one alone. All right, Siddharth.
Honestly, apart from Josh Butler, you see every team has got a certain intimidating player who can take the game away. Apart from Josh Butler, Rajasthan Royals do not have that X factor guy. Chris Morris is decent, but how consistent he can be, that is a debatable thing. But look at the RCB guys. If Kohli doesn't fire, no problem. Glenn Maxwell's doing the job for you. You've got AB de Villiers. I mean, on this Mumbai deck, which is even great for batting, God help Rajasthan Royals if AB de Villiers gets his eye in. Because on a sluggish track like Chennai, if he could produce the magic they did against Kolkata Knight Riders and Mumbai Indians, what chance do Rajasthan Royals have? They have no Jofra Archer, who could have kept de Villiers down. They have no other aggressive opener in the form of Liam Livingston. Even Livingston's gone.
That was disappointing, wasn't it? That was disappointing.
Biobubble fatigue, yes. So your 2, and Ben Stokes is out of the tournament. So Ben Stokes, Jofra Archer, Liam Livingston, your core is gone. I agree with Naresh that maybe get into the left-hand, right-hand combination, Josh Butler and Yashasvi Jaiswal, because Sanju Samson is very consistent. He's consistently bad in this part of the tournament. He starts off with a bang, but from matches 4 to matches 11, he's just not himself.
No.
So either open the left-right combination to throw away the RCB bowlers, because RCB's bowlers, barring Harshal Patel and Yajuvendra Chahal and Siraj, you can still score runs off them. But Rajasthan Royals have to play incredibly smart, because this RCB team have got most boxes ticked.
Just quickly, Sangakkara has given the teams a big talking to, bit of a pep up talk, which is good. And there's no new caps for both sides. So I would say there's going to be very little change. Maybe Saini might come in for Sundar. Maybe that might happen. But I would argue that that's something to see. Maybe Washington may be replaced. Saini, now, this Navdeep Saini, of course, I think he's been underrated. I think he's got a lot of talent. I think he's someone that they should give a chance here to play. I think we need to consider him in the side, but I would argue that Dan Christian has to be in the side as well. So they're my thoughts on the change. We haven't heard yet. The toss is still some 12 minutes away. I don't think the toss is going to be that significant. I don't think the toss is going to be that significant. No.
Yeah, because so? I just hope Kumar Sangakkara gives a clear message to Sanju Samson. Yeah, I have been very disappointed with the way Sanju Samson has been leading the team so far. He is adamant that I would have not given the run to Chris Morris. It is still playing on his mind. I would have not given that one run. I mean, that is probably a sign that you can be stubborn, but you need to back it up with results. His batting order was totally shredded to pieces against Delhi Capitals, but it was helped by Rishabh Pant, who made that same mistake, what Samson made.
Yeah.
Now, I just hope that he steps up to the plate, and Sanju leads by example both on the field and to the bat. As a batsman, yes, he's in the middle of a slump yet again, frustratingly yet again. I just hope Sangakkara tells him, have a clear eye, have a clear viewpoint, and just go out and be aggressive. He wants to play shots, but yet he's getting out. The toss in Wankhede, it's a true wicket. I mean, the team that scores the highest, I may say that setting the initiative, like how CSK did, that'll be key.
But, Norman, yesterday, if we just take yesterday's game, all the medium pace or pacers, seamers, all except for Deepak Chahar were expensive. So even if Saini coming in is not going to be a confident move, because the slow bowlers will still do better. So that's where maybe we may see Maxwell bowl today. Chahal is there in RCB.
And Washington Sundar is a good bowler in the power play.
Yes, yeah, he's good in the power play.
So he might tie down the Rajasthan Royals players, especially Butler.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. I can't see anything other than a massive RCB win. I think RCB would like to assert themselves, because they win this, they're still clear leaders. If they lose this, they go back into the pack, into the top four amongst the other teams now. CSK are officially first. That wouldn't sit well with RCB. I'm pretty sure they would not like that. They want to be far ahead, and they want to really. This is a game they've got to smash them. Why? Because Rajasthan Royals, don't forget, beat DC in a bit of a shock, an aberration, as we called it at the time. It'd be hard to comprehend Rajasthan Royals doing it again. I'm particularly excited the mood of a Kohli, AB de Villiers, and Maxwell, with the likes of Krishnan as well. I think we've got some fireworks happening too. And even let Dan Christian express himself when he bats, because he can bat very well as well. He's not just a bowler, as we know. And in fact, he's an unsung batsman. He really can tear apart an attack as well. He's not to be sneezed at. Really, he's a great player. In fact, you know what? Australia should damn well put Dan Christian back in the Australian side. We need someone who can win playing for Australia, for heaven's sake. It's been fairly ordinary. A lot of talk in Australia about this. A lot of talk today about the likes of Moses Enriquez getting a go yesterday, which New South Wales applauded. And there's a lot of discussion around Cricket New South Wales around that as well. So there's a lot of discussion. Don't discount the impact of IPL in Australia. We're very interested. Very, very, very interested. I'm talking to people on the streets a lot, not just officially, but unofficially. They're talking about the IPL. It's a significant thing.
And Norman, with the T20 World Cup in just few months in India, all these international cricketers and the boards will have an eye on them, because this performance, they need to take it to the World Cup. Is just few months away. So they will be
Absolutely.
very, very, and most of the grounds which have been shortlisted are these where the current IPL is going on. A couple
Absolutely.
of additions are there. So yes, everyone will have an eye on their international players, on how they perform in the IPL. Yeah.
But in particular this year, the IPL's got a
This year.
particular emphasis because of its relationship to the World Cup. Very, very significant. And it impresses me. You're on the world stage here. There's no doubt about it. You're on the world stage. Siddharth's in the snowfields, but everyone else is on the world stage. All right. Okay. What about the bowling lineups? We talked a bit about the batting lineups. Okay. What do we see there for Rajasthan Royals? What hope have they got with their bowling attack? I still think they're underdone. What's your thoughts on their bowling attack? I mean, Chris Morris, have they peaked too early? Some of those players are peaking too early. Samson, 100 in the first match. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but he lost. That's demoralising. You score a century and lose, that shouldn't be the case. All right. This will be RCB's 200th IPL match, by the way. It'll be icing on the cake if Kohli gets 6,000 runs. De Villiers reaches 5,000 runs potentially. Maxi smashes his 206. It's a pretty exciting night for the Royals. They've got a lot of milestones to reach, and they're aware of them. Don't worry, they're aware of them. And they do. And I think it's very clever that the teams actually celebrate milestones quite big, because they are achievements in themselves. I'm sure Maxi would like to score his 206. I think Maxwell, there's the term renaissance comes to mind. There's a renaissance on Maxwell, as there are with the Indian teams. Yep, I think we're going to find him. He may well have the orange cap today. We're going to see a big score. We're going to see a mighty big score. That's my prediction. What do you think, Naresh? Do you think it'll be a big score?
Yeah, I expect a 200 plus. Both the sides probably. We want to see a good chase again, like yesterday, a close game. I think it was very well fought yesterday, and that is what Rajasthan needs to take confidently. They have done it before, though they fell short by a couple of runs, but they have chased 200 close on this pitch. So they should, look at that. They may look at a change in the middle order. Shivam Dubey has not been effective. They played only Rahul Tiwate as a spinner or an all-rounder. Shreyas Gopal was out last time. Will they get him back, or will they look at Lamror is there? He did well last IPL, whatever opportunities he got. So they may have another change, besides the opening change, which me and Siddharth spoke about. There could be one more change in the middle order.
Yeah, some 5 minutes to the toss. Toss is not very far away. And the teams, no caps. Well, there's plenty of caps. I mean, there are caps here, for example. Ekstrom's got a lovely cap, but I won't put it on. I like my hair today. So, anyway, okay. State of play with the table. I know it's too early. But a lot of discussion in the media about the top four, bottom four is starting to take shape somewhat. If RCB smash Rajasthan Royals, that almost cements two of the bottom four. I think RCB and not RCB, RR and Punjab Kings are likely to be bottom unless something dramatic happens. And then KKR floating around with SRH depending on how they go. And CSK, my heavens, we've got to change our mindset with CSK, aren't we? I think we certainly have been damning of them being old. There's a lot to say about Moeen Ali surprises me. Certainly surprises me. And you've got to thank the likes of Dhoni for his persistence, and he's letting Moeen Ali flourish. I hope Owen Morgan's watching from the KKR camp to see Moeen Ali. There might be some indications of his IPL form for the World Cup. I love this. The only thing that's going to stop us is more COVID, but that's hardly going to stop us today. We're going to keep going. This is match. What is this? Is in fact, let me see what match this is. Match 16. 16 out of 60. We're not even near halfway yet. 30. Yeah. We've got to double this to go close. We double the amount of games we're on 32. There's still 28 to go. We're in for a long haul here. There'll be some tired players, and not only physically but mentally. It has to be taken effect. The rigmarole of playing so many games of cricket. There's a bit of movement. I think I'm curious to see what happens with the likes of in Kolkata with Eden Gardens. I love that ground. It is my favourite Indian ground. I'm sorry. It has the most. It's like a theatre, isn't it? It's a great place.
Absolutely.
It's a pity it hasn't got a crowd though. In fact, it's a pity the whole tournament hasn't got a crowd. I guess that's one sad thing. But I'm not sold. I'm not sold on the Ahmedabad ground. I know it's big, it's humongous, but it lacks a bit of soul. Something's missing. It hasn't had enough matches of great note. You build character around a ground based on the great victories, the great matches that are played on the ground. We haven't had that yet, so it lacks a soul, doesn't it? It's going to take a while to get that soul. Maybe the World Cup will help.
Take a while, yeah.
So
I think the next round of games are in Ahmedabad and Delhi. And Ahmedabad would give big scores. It did that in the T20s, India, England. So we would get some good scores coming up, and that is where Chennai has played a very crucial role, on how teams perform there. So because that's going to hit the net run rate, and that is another thing Rajasthan should look out for. The last game to Chennai, they lost by 45 runs. They need to look at how close they can get if they're chasing, if it is victory is out of sight. So net run rate, like last year, is going to play a crucial role. Maybe you can have RCB go ahead. That's still just one place, but the rest are going to continue to compete, and that is where CSK has got an early advantage.
Yeah, CSK. Look, the more I was against them, has made me more for them. I'm really firming with them. I still think Delhi Capitals is the team to beat, with RCB and Mumbai Indians threatening quite hard. But I think CSK could beat Smoky. But that's still my top four. Do you see anyone else getting in that top four? Honestly, Siddharth.
Again, we have always seen Sunrisers Hyderabad do something to absolutely change the dynamics of the points table. They will register a late surge. Kolkata will choke towards the end. RCB might suffer a dip in momentum. So do Delhi Capitals.
I wish you would say. I wish stop saying Delhi. Don't say Delhi Capitals will choke. If you keep saying that, it will stick. That's South Africa. They do that. Please.
But Royal Challengers Bangalore have a good South African presence. So, and luckily Delhi Capitals also have a decent South African presence. So, choking in South Africa, match made in heaven.
Are you calling Delhi Capitals Delhi Chokers? Is that the new title?
See, the pollution in Delhi is humongous. So anyway, you choke. So no need to call them Delhi Chokers. It's there by default.
No, I'm excited. Look, it's actually a very exciting set of teams there. If that top four we've just mentioned get in, they're going to. Any one of them could take the game away from each other. They've got great firepower. It'll be fireworks when those four sides are left, if that's what happens. But
I only wish that there is a uniform representation from all directions.
Breaking news. Norman Kosling has breaking news. Royal Challengers Bangalore have elected to bowl. They won the toss and have elected to bowl.
Oh.
Yeah, they would like to chase. Yeah.
Of course. Kohli, the chase master. Yep.
Naresh, excuse me. No one likes to chase. They like to win batting second. Please. So, okay, RCB have won the toss. So Kohli's starting to win a lot of tosses now. He couldn't.
Yeah, he started winning tosses. Yeah.
That's
so one jinx is broken finally.
And he's won a few now. I think that's not his first.
I think this is third in a row. This could be third in a row. Yeah.
Well, that's significant. You know how much the mental play of winning the toss has on you. It does start you off with a very strong mindset. It's an incredible thing. So RCB again have elected to bowl, having won the toss. Then 2 seconds later, they're writing here, RCB chose to field. No. They chose to bowl. They happen to field when they bowl.
Yeah.
Well, if you choose to field, what the whole 11 players field, no one's bowling. It's a strange thing. Sorry, I'm pedantic. I know. I'll tell you what. I would never ever choose to field. Never. I hate fielding unless in keeping. All right. So let's have a look. Virat Kohli has spoken. We've seen Dew here. It continues to be a high-scoring ground. We're batting well, and we're very confident we can chase anything down. Same with the bowling as well. We can exploit the pitch. It's very exciting for me as a batsman coming into this pitch. Not sure about the bowlers. We have to make the most of the new ball. So he's very confident about batting second, and I think that's wonderful. It's a great
Kane
testament to Kohli.
Richardson has replaced Rajat Patidar, the once change in the team. Kane Richardson's in.
Yes, Rajat Patidar misses out. Richardson comes in. He has changed up to an extra bounce. Yeah, I mean, Kane Richardson is a better option to Jai Richardson. I'll tell you that much right now. He's a seasoned campaigner in this format. You need that. You can't come in raw to the IPL. It is a very different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
You
The
need
conditions,
experience.
yeah.
You need to understand what to do in a team, the dynamics of the team, the way you bowl. And Kay Richardson can step up. I've got confidence that it's a rather interesting move. I think that is good. So you're right. Rajat
I think Royal Challengers Bangalore might try wanting using Daniel Sams later on.
Yeah,
Good
later.
bowler,
Yeah.
Oh, he's a
decent
great,
bat.
magnificent player.
Yeah, he's out of
Yeah.
quarantine now. He tested positive, so he's done with his quarantine.
Yeah.
Seems he has joined the team back, but obviously it will take time for some fitness. We may see him in the second half probably. Yeah.
For sure.
Hope so.
Samson's also spoken. It's all about playing with your heart when you're playing a tournament like the IPL. There will be ups and downs. That's a fairly strange thing to say. It's fairly sort of nonsensical to me. Shreyas Gopal comes in place of Jadev Unadkat.
Okay, so he's getting a spinner for a pacer, and he has Mustafa Rahman and Chetan Sakaria as left arm still, and Morris here. Yeah.
Look, obviously, taking place.
I understand. Yeah, I understand the reason for including Shreyas Gopal. He took AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli. He's dismissed him. He's the only bowler to have dismissed both of them twice in 2 consecutive years. I can understand that. But you're dropping Jaidev Unadkat, the guy who won you that game against Delhi Capitals. Early seam movement, early penetration, early breakthroughs. Why have you left him out? I don't understand that particular change, honestly.
Okay, well then try and figure that out. I mean, there must be a good reason for that. I don't know whether it's necessarily a bad thing. Why don't you? Okay, when you win a match, of course you should be seen as the player that continue playing. But if they may be looking at the pitch, they may be looking at the dynamics of the team they're playing against. They've done their homework on the opposition. Maybe they see a better fit. That may be the explanation for that.
1, 2, 3. Okay. So basically, if we have to look at the team compositions, Norman, Rajasthan are playing with 3 pacers and 2 spinners.
2 spinners.
But RCB are playing 4 pacers and 2 spinners. There are more pacers in the RCB camp than there are in the RR camp. I'm telling you, on this wicket, Kyle Jamieson might be a big prospect.
He'll get good bounce.
Yeah, he'll get good bounce. He doesn't have to be express pace. I mean, look at Deepak Chahar's successes in Mumbai. He's bowling around the 130, 125 kmp. He's getting slight movement. That's the way Jamieson operates. If we had a look at him in the New Zealand test, this pitch is tailor-made for him.
I tell you what. So go ahead. The RCB. Let's quickly read the teams, and it's confirming what you're talking about. Actually, they're very bowler-heavy. RCB. Yeah. Kohli, Padikar, Shahbaz Ahmed, Maxwell, de Villiers, Jamieson, Sundar, Harshal Patel, who's played well, Kane Richardson, Mohammad Siraj, and Chahal. That's a damn good bowling lineup. That's a damn good bowling lineup. This is a very good side. Then Rajasthan Royals, Butler with Vora, that's still kept in there. Samson, the first drop, who's keeping as well. Does Samson normally keep? He does normally keep, doesn't he? Does he normally keep?
This season he's been keeping, and Butler is out in the field. I think Butler is playing the mentor role. He's been around guiding Samson, to be honest, as a captain also,
Yeah. So Dubé is still in. Miller, Parag, Tawatia, Morris, Gopal comes in. Sakaria, he's very, very, very good. And Rahman. So not as impressed. I'm not that impressed with Royal Challengers. Sorry, with the Rajasthan Royals. Shreyas Gopal, good choice. They've not changed up their team sufficiently considering what's going on. Maybe a bit of faith being shown. We don't know. Yeah, all right. So, look, Royal Challengers Bangalore. I'm sorry, I can't see anything but a thumping. I really can't. With that bowling lineup, Kane Richardson is very much going to try and cement his place. with both Siraj and Jamison there and Harsh Patel, they've got a dynamite bowling lineup. And I don't think Rajasthan Royals have quite got the batting lineup to take advantage of that. And I can see, I hope though Rajasthan Royals get a big total, because I like to see RCB run it down with a big thumping win in terms of runs. That's what I'd like to see. I'd hate to see Rajasthan Royals get out for 120 and then
we wouldn't want to see that. Yeah.
That'll be actually bad for both sides. Not just bad for Rajasthan Royals, but also bad for RCB. They want to have a bit of a test. They want to be challenged. They don't want to be taken off their guard. They don't want to make it too easy for themselves. That's the danger for RCB, that they win games too easily, because I think you need these batters to be stretched, and they need to use them all. I mean, it's
I think basically this is where the match is won or lost. I mean, Rajasthan Royals, I mean, they never had that X factor or that wow player who would intimidate oppositions, but they used to perform collectively. Everybody would chip in. In this team, that is not happening. It's Samson or Butler, Tewatia once in a while. Then you have got Morris. They don't perform consistently. But look at RCB. You can rely on Kohli, you can rely on De Villiers, you can rely on Maxwell to deliver the goods. Yajuvendra Chahal. In 2021, Harshal Patel is delivering the goods for you. Washington Sundar is a reliable guy. You got the ABD and the Maxwell factor that can intimidate any opposition. So mentally, the match is won there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and we shouldn't discount Washington Sundar's batting. They could easily throw him in early. They won't do that, but they could easily throw him in early. In fact, I would rather Padikkal is another player that we know has got an enormous potential. Is he a bit overawed by the players around him? Is he overawed by having? You don't think so?
No, not at all. No,
not at all.
Yeah, he. I think he made his debut last year in IPL. He did really well for himself, and then he had a very good domestic season. We only had white ball domestic season. There's no other format being played. So there was 20 overs and a 50 over tournament, and 50 over he got a lot of runs, and he's come into the IPL with that behind him. Padikkal is, I would say, the future, giving Shikhar Dhawan some sleepless nights for a couple of years.
Absolutely.
But okay, I want to see it today. I want Padikkal to show Norman Cosney what you can do. I'm Australian. I want to see it. I'm watching tonight. So do it for me. Okay, I want to see it.
He's in my fantasy. He'd better do well.
So, he's in your fantasy team or in your fantasy?
Fantasy league.
All I heard was he's in your fantasy, so I didn't want to go there. It's another thing.
Oops.
Okay.
I think you should bleep that out. It never happened. Thank you.
So what about Azharuddin as a player? He's also running around there. He's also someone they may consider in the future. Yeah. He's got a lot of talent, what I believe. He's not unlike Padikkal in terms of his talent. Certainly.
Yeah, but again, where would he slot in? Where would he slot into the side that already has such a power-packed batting lineup? Either one of them gets, either you replace Padikkal, who, if suppose he has a lean patch, then maybe Mohammad Azharuddin can come in. Maybe. He's got talent.
If Shahbaz Ahmed would have not done what he's done with the ball, he's coming in number 3 today. Maybe Azharuddin could have been number 3. But it's now difficult to leave Shahbaz out the way he has bowled as a left-arm spinner. So,
but they did consider Christian over Shahbaz. There was a certain amount of discussion about that. They're also talking about Finn Allen and Daniel Sams. For the sake of RCB, they need to get Daniel Sams into the equation. What I saw him do in Australia this year, he is a powerhouse, a very smart cricketer, very smart. I happen to know him as well. Incredibly smart. Big future for him. Watch Daniel Sams in the future playing for Australia. He has the spark about him. He sparks both with bat and ball, and his fielding's brilliant. He's not unlike a Maxwell in some ways, but he's even more. He's very much. I think he's almost as good as Jadeja in the field.
Absolutely, and more importantly, Sam's is a brilliant death bowler. RCB's death bowlers. If Harshal Patel and Daniel Sams combine in the later future, if that happens, then even RCB's death bowling is sorted, and you got the power. So if Sams contributes in the terms of power hitting, then unfortunately maybe Christian will have to sit out for a longer time, because Christian is known for the power hitting at the end. But if Sams fills that up, then Christian will have an extended time on the sidelines, unfortunately.
But you know what? It won't really matter where Christian plays. If he plays on the bench, he has still got that Midas touch. Look at him. As the game, he was 12th man. He came in and took the most important catch, magnificent catch. He still has this touch about him. How many 12th men come in and just take great catches? There's something about him. I don't know what it is. If you know what, Siddharth and Naresh, I want to interview him one day on my show. You just listen to him talk. Have you had a good listen to Dan Christian talk? It's magic. He says very little, but what he says is, you walk away going, I like that. He's got this something about him. I don't know. He knows. He sits back and goes, don't worry, I know how to win. And he does.
How many Australians have helped an English side win back-to-back T20 titles? The Nottinghamshire Bears. The captaincy stint of Dan Christian at that time was simply unbelievable. They used to win when teams needed 7 or 6 balls with 4 wickets left. They would still win. That was the beauty of Christian.
He is one of the most, he does not have the word failure in his bones. You never, ever hear him say negative things about anyone at any time, under any circumstance. I'm afraid Virat Kohli, on occasions, on the field, shows negative emotion. That's one thing about Virat Kohli I do not like. He gets exacerbated when something goes wrong. He should cut that out of his repertoire altogether.
Norman, just sorry to interrupt, but look at the difficulty with which Christian has had to undergo, in his T20 journey. He was smoked around when he was with Deccan Capitals in the end. Death overs, he was much maligned for that. Then who will forget the Champions League T20 match? Royal Challengers Bangalore versus the South Australian Redbacks match. Last ball 6. He endured all that. He's matured. In the BBL, he's been great. But in the NatWest Vitality Blast, he's been sensational. He's taken England T20 cricket to another level altogether with the Nottinghamshire Bears. So it's taken a lot of hurt. It's taken a lot of heartbreak for Dan Christian. But look how he's delivering now. Brilliant.
He's learned how to win, and he doesn't let go of that now. The Sydney Sixers this season, he just basically was smug because he knew exactly how to win, and they won in a canter. All right. Now, Chahal for RCB. Chahal has been a bit of a worry. He didn't play too badly the previous game.
Yeah.
But he's got to find that form. He actually did find a bit of form last game. There was
he got a couple of wickets. Yeah,
he did bowl well. He got a bit of mojo back there, but they need him to play well. He's a significant spinner in the side. And he needs to be given every opportunity to do so. Very significant. I think I'm looking forward to this game, even though I believe it's one-sided. I'm looking forward to it. Just to see Abby de Villiers bat. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. He is going to go down in history as one of the best short-form batters I've ever seen, let alone Test cricket. And I don't even think he reached his full potential. I still don't think he reached his full potential. I think there was a lot more in his tank. He could have been even more dramatic. It's amazing. It's the sign of a true champion that there's more that we didn't see and that didn't even let out. It's quite special. The way he drives the ball, it stays hit. I wouldn't like to be bowling to him. I'd be scared.
And he hasn't had any cricket between these 2 IPLs, and the way he played on Chennai, where everyone else is struggling. He's got a strike rate of more than 200 in Chennai in these 3 games.
Naresh, if South Africa don't pick him for the World T20,
mad.
If they don't pick him, I'm sorry, then they will never ever win an ICC tournament. Never. You're playing in India. You've got the GOAT of batting, especially in the T20 format. I'm surprised, Norman. Full potential. He's got the fastest 50, fastest 100, fastest 150. I think the highest potentials maybe he gets the fastest 200 or the first triple 100 maybe in an ODI.
It looks like Shreyas Gopal, the stats that he has against both de Villiers and Kohli are very impressive. He's taken their wickets a number of times and he's restricted them. That's going to be interesting byplay, actually, to see how that goes. But let Maxwell, they're not talking about Maxwell's figures against him. Maxwell will step down and smack him.
Yes. De Villiers does have a problem with left armers and the ball that goes away from the leg spinners. But Maxwell, I mean, yes, he will hit 2-3 sixes, but he'll also get out to the leg spinner. Chahal has got him out so many times. But yes, he can dent that opposition. He can dent the psyche a lot. But ABD, I mean, yes, what more do you want from him? He can hit a 155 kmph bowler to fine leg, to third man, to the entire ground. Where do you bowl to this freak? And honestly, if I see AB de Villiers, if I'm a bowler, I mean, I've got, say, a limited number of experience. I see him, I bowl a Yorker, he digs it out to third man for a boundary. If I bowl another Yorker, he'll hit it over deep point for 6. I'll then be stunned. Where do I bowl to this man? That's the intimidation factor.
Now, I was always taught when you have an amazing batsman to bowl to, you have to imagine you're bowling to stumps. You're not bowling to anyone. You have to imagine that all you have in front of you are 3 stumps and bails. It's hard to do, but that's the basic fundamentals of bowling. Where do you bowl? At the stumps.
At the stumps, true. Yeah.
I know, but I think that rule doesn't apply to AB de Villiers.
Yeah.
You have to get a racer and rub him out and remember there's stumps there.
Or either you tie one hand behind his back. That's the only way perhaps you can get him out.
Or you trip him over or something like that. That's what I would do.
I know.
Or
you can't use the short ball to him. He'll uppercut it or he will reverse switch it for a 6. You can't use the Yorker. What do you do?
It's exciting. I mean, there's no such thing as a peaking of de Villiers. He will just...
He's at the peak all the time. He's at the peak all the time, yeah.
He's probably going to get better.
I think that's how our teams felt when Sir Vivian Richards walked out in the 80s or 90s. I mean, swagger. He would chew his gum, come out, look the bowler in there without a helmet, and you're going to bowl to me, I'll smack you out of the ground. That's how I think they're all feeling when you're facing AB de Villiers.
Absolutely. Although I maintain the desire for me to see Kohli score 100 in the T20 format. I mean, this is not international, admittedly. But how many? As I'm thinking back, how many centuries has Kohli hit in the IPL? Has he hit centuries in the IPL?
5.
Okay. How long ago was his last one?
2 years back, 3 years back.
2 years. Yeah, 2018, I think he got. 2016, I think was the best one where they reached the final also. Yeah.
Well, what I'm getting at, it's been a while in all formats, let alone in the IPL. So that's going to be intriguing.
600 days in an ODI. There was his last ton, August 2019. 450 days since his last test ton, November 2019. The ping ball test against Bangladesh. 2020, no hundreds. 2021, so far, no hundreds.
That's playing on his mind, I'm sure.
And Norman, RCB as a team have IPL records in the maximum centuries. I think they have 13 centuries as a team. They have 1,100 odd sixes as a team. That's another record. And most of it is all about Chris Gayle when he was playing for RCB and ABD. And the third, I think, is Virat's highest in one season. I think 900 odd. That's the highest.
973. 973.
3 records of IPL, and they are still not with a trophy.
Highest score.
Highest score, 264. Yeah, 264, the highest score also.
It means nothing if you haven't got the trophy. It means nothing.
Yep.
It means nothing.
Absolutely.
I only take that into account if it leads to a victory of the season. Then I take that into account. You can hit as many sixes, but if you can't hit it when it counts.
Yeah.
By the way, to just rile off RCB fans, Kohli's 973, still one less than Don Bradman, and he played only 5 tests.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. I know I'm Australian, but Sir Donald Bradman was the best ever. And they keep saying if he played this format, he wouldn't perform. Rubbish.
No. Absolute
rubbish. He would carve this up. He would work. He would start wearing helmets. He'd do all the things he has to. He would still be brilliant. The man is the best cricketer, but he's also the best sports person in the world ever. if you speak to a Michael Jordan or a Jack Nicklaus or a Babe Ruth, they know about Bradman. Bradman's still the number one. The best sports person in any code of any sort in any generation. Period. And I'm never going to be taken away from that. Let's hope the future brings another player. I can't see it possible. All right. Okay. We're going to say a final countdown. Naresh, who's winning and why?
RCB obviously is winning because they are a much better side, but would love to see RR fight it out and surprise them so that the margin in the table doesn't increase. So underdogs RR can bring in a surprise today.
Siddharth?
Okay. Look at what Amit Mishra did in that game against Mumbai Indians. They had a power pack batting lineup. He could still get them and restrict them to a low score. Shreyas Gopal must do that. Get rid of ABD, get rid of Maxwell, and get rid of Virat Kohli. Then you have a semblance of a chance. Semblance. But if those two fire, or if even one fires, sorry, RR are joining Punjab Kings at the bottom of the table. I'm very sorry.
They will be RRR. Rajasthan Royals rubbish.
No, they need to give some hopes. If Jafra Archer is coming in maybe for the second half, they need those couple of wins to, hang around. If Archer can add value, you can't expect him to come and do miracles. So the rest of the players who are there playing have to give their best.
Yep.
They need Samson at his best. They needed Jofra Archer. They needed Ben Stokes, and that's not happening. So
Butler and Miller needs to step up. Yeah, Butler is the X factor, as Siddharth said, and Miller needs to play a very important role in the middle. He did a very good. He had a very good inning against Delhi, but then the next game he faltered. That inconsistency would be really bad for them.
I mean, the main reason why Rajasthan Royals made it to the playoffs in 2018 was because of Butler's consistency. He was there till the very end. And as Norman, you always said, one guy needs to be there till the end. Butler can do that. I don't see any of the other Rajasthan Royals players doing that.
Yeah. Whereas RCB, we can see three, can't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
And ultimately, as we saw with Faf du Plessis, with his 95, CSK know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. May not look like they are good enough, but they certainly know they know all the boxes to be ticked. All right, we're all going for RCB, as we did for Punjab Kings. And what happened there?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. It's been a great show. We've got 5 minutes before the game. People need to get a cup of tea. I need to get a biscuit. My crystal ball, not even used today because it's got RCB all over it. So it's RCB madness here. I want to see a lot of runs despite the winning victory. Yeah. I want to see ones. All right, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Norman.
This is Norman Kochnek here, who looks beautiful, this new shaven look. He looks how many years younger? 20 at least. And this is goodbye from Norman Kochnek from Extra Time. Don't forget to view, like, and share, and subscribe, and notification bell hit. We'll see you all after the match. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you,
Norman. Thanks, Naresh. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. See you later. See you later, guys.
See you later.
I do look younger.